Hi everyone. How are you? I hope fine. Sorry if I disappeared, but I got caught in my job a little bit too much, and I lost the track of time. But today I mark my comeback with this very original trend, Kpop Unpopular Opinions, but this time, they are taken from Reddit. I will took opinions from this page, so I thank them already and I will say if I agree or not with them, explaining why. Disclaimer: these opinions are not mine, and if you are easily butthurt, click off of the video. Some opinions are very long, so feel free to pause the video. Without further ado, let's get started. People misunderstood Benkin's comments about respect from younger idols. So, let's go in order. I heard about this discussion just a couple of days ago and I have a couple of things to say as well. I agree with what the op said. Bang Chance had said a very general observation, those who pointed the finger at if, it's us. And while people think of if, when it comes to disrespect, it makes my nose turn up a bit, because it means that these girls have done something, which makes them connect with this topic. And it doesn't make sense. For the simple fact that if have never done anything disrespectful to anyone, and I wish people would stop always looking for someone to blame when no one has named names. You see, that's why I understand when companies ban idols from speaking about these topics, because in the end it always ends like this. An idol says something completely innocent and someone causes a scandal for no reason. And I'm sorry, because Chan didn't target anyone in there, blaming him for no apparent reason. Lester Finn's concept/music is annoying and somewhat dull. Somehow I agree. I'm sorry guys, but Lester Finn are just not in my taste range. The only song I like is Fearless. I liked Unforgiven and Anti-Fragile, but not completely. I don't know why, but their new songs are good, but they can never convince me 100%. However, I don't find their concept dull, indeed, far from it. In order for me to like them, in my opinion they should be more daring with their music and the concept. Maybe in the future I might even like them, who knows. BTS should not be M-Degrees 1 or break charts, when they will come back. I don't agree at all. First, what you said doesn't make much sense. Second, you don't decide who should or who shouldn't be on the charts. And by the way, just for you to know, OP, being stable in the charts and selling out stadiums, means being number one, and being the greatest group in the history of music. I believe BTS will do this anyway. They are the biggest K-pop group out there with the vastest fandom. It's impossible they won't be number one when they will come back. I understand what you meant was a good thing, but you explained it in a disjointed and poorly written speech. Lip syncing doesn't inherently make idols less skilled on the vocal side. I agree and disagree at the same time. I've already made a video about what I think about lip sync, but I'll explain it again. No one ever said that doing lip sync makes someone less good. Indeed, sometimes it is necessary. I understand if an idol lip syncs when they're sick, if they don't have voice, or the choreography makes it difficult to stay stable, or if someone is too tired, because their schedules are too busy. But the problem arises when the group does lip sync all the time. I mean, it bothers me a lot. These idols train for years, just to lip sync every time. Sorry, but I don't think it makes much sense. We know of groups in the state, but I won't name names, because I'm sure you already know who I'm talking about, but they have shown that they can sing, and so I ask myself, why not let them sing live? I would love to hear their voices without editing or pre-recorded vocals. Realizing less content from groups is better compared to mass media pumping. I agree. I feel exactly like you. Unfortunately, this unbridled consumerism is a global phenomenon, and it is something that is reflected not only in K-pop and in the world of music in general, but also in other industries, such as fashion or even cinema. When a group throws out too much content, it gives me the feeling of not being able to 100% enjoy the video or photo released a few days earlier. It takes me some time to metabolize everything, because I want to enjoy what you gave me. But if a few days later, you already throw something else out, it bothers me. I don't unfollow the group, nor I lose interest, but I don't look at what you throw out at that moment. Also because, many times we forget that, at the end of the day, no one forces us to see and follow everything our idols do. For example, now I only watch and listen to what I want when I want. I don't want to tire myself out for these things. I have other better things to do. The contents aren't going anywhere anyway. K-pop groups producing their own music just results in basic or forgettable songs. Okay, this is really unpopular. But even here, what OP said is not entirely true. The basic music of what you speak, I don't think it depends on anyone. It's a matter of style. If you like complex melodies, do those. If you like simple ones, then do those. Many times, the idols who produce their own music do not make any simple melodies at all, nor simple meanings. They always put their heart and knowledge into their work. Then if you don't like what they do, that's another thing. As for me, I don't care if someone produces the music themselves. For me, the important thing will always remain the music. Because you could write the song with the most beautiful meaning in the world, but I might not like the melody. I recognize the beauty of the meaning, but don't expect me to put that song on my playlist. It makes no sense complaining about sub-vocalists having few lines compared to lead and main vocalists of the group. I agree. I've seen this very often with Jin from BTS and Jisoo from Blackpink, and every fucking time, Blinks and armies always manage to get on my nerves. Jin is a sub-vocalist, Jisoo is a lead. It's obvious they won't have the same amount of lines compared to the main. That's just the point. No one dies if they don't have a full minute of the song sung by them. I'd get angry if the main had less lines than the leads. It wouldn't be acceptable. But you know OP, many K-pop fans have a superhero complex. They have to find a non-existent problem to solve it when no one asked for it. K-pop fans need to learn that good music is subjective. Sis, you just spilled the tea. Of course, there are better songs out here than others, objectively speaking, but that's not up to us. We should leave the word to the experts. For example, it happened to me to be attacked by armies for saying that songs like Spring Day, I Need You, Save Me and stuff like that are not in my range of tastes and that people overrate them too much and that the new style of BTS is better for me. As you said OP, many of the comments made are written with irony, but my trust issues always make me think that behind the irony, there is always a modicum of truth. For example, when people say, "You listen to Group X, you can't say anything," I really believe that they mean it, all masked with irony. I've never said anything like that. I simply recognize that we're not all the same and that people like different things. Idol culture's okay, just the way it is. I am deeply disturbed by what you said. And I congratulate you, because no one has ever succeeded in this attempt. I am a person who has seen and heard really bad things, but this is on another level. You are the reason these idols cannot live freely and are considered anything but human. Have you ever thought that these conditions to which they have to submit are anything but normal? It is not normal to elevate these people to the level of gods, because they are not. It's time for people like you to understand that idols can date, they can smoke, they can party, they can do anything. Besides, you forgot an important fact. These conditions exist only in South Korea. In my country, in America and other places, there is no condition that even prohibits you from going out, and this, in my opinion, makes you understand a lot about what kind of society there is in South Korea. This country turns humans into objects, makes them mere toys for the public to amuse themselves with, and then throws them away when they don't know what to do with them. Then, that sentence that OP wrote, "I empathize with idols, but I enjoy their downfall," like, bro, are you okay? You sound very sadistic, you know. And being sadistic is not a good thing at all. Sorry if this is long guys, but this opinion really bothered me, and it's not normal what this person said. True, many people see idols this way now, but that's not a good justification for thinking such things, and no, it's not okay just the way it is. Get help. Someone insulting your faith does not warrant you insulting theirs back. I agree. Just a couple of days ago, it happened to me to start a conversation on TikTok, which is the video format version of Twitter, on this very topic. I don't know if you are aware of it, but a few weeks ago there was a mix-up between Blinks and armies, where practically a Twitter account, obviously of a Blink, said something about Jingi, which I realized doesn't make much sense and it was just a pretext to start a fan war and she succeeded. The account in question wrote, Yoongi would like to be Jennie, because at one of his concerts, Yoongi yelled a typical line that everyone says. It was, make some motherfucking noise, and the blink in question, according to her, communicates that Jennie said those things first during the Coachella. Now, I don't know if you know it, but for me it's not stupid who starts these fan wars, but it's more stupid who pays attention to these trolls, so as to let them win. Well, on Thai Tech, in fact, I said that ARMY shouldn't lower themselves to the level of this blink, but instead of receiving positive responses, they threw me a huge shitstorm, for the simple reason, but Blink started first, why then shouldn't we answer back? And there, I got really pissed and I let it go, because this logic of, if you insult my idols, I'll insult yours in return, is really stupid and does nothing but carry on a fan war that started for a nonsense. I mean, does it seem to me, or is the K-pop fandom in general getting more and more sensitive towards everything lately? No, because you can't say anything, otherwise they'll tell you and your idol something. Anyway, back to the main point, in my opinion the best thing to do to avoid these pointless wars, is simply to avoid the cause of the problem, because these people want nothing more than attention, and if you create a fan war, you let them win. If you want to do the right thing, simply click the 3 dots next to the tweet, video, or whatever you're watching, report it, and then block the account. You don't need to create a fan war for this nonsense, you have to grow up a bit and be better than these people. Idols are ignorant in terms of Western ideologies. I'll probably be cancelled for what I'm about to say, but I don't agree. First of all, yes, you have generalized and also a lot, and you have also called the idol stupid. First of all, I would like to point out to you that not all countries have experienced history as, perhaps, your country or mine did. So, as absurd as it may sound to some people, a person living in Australia doesn't know what happened in Europe during World War II, probably won't even know what a swastika is, because in their country, at the time something else happened, and history books don't tell everything that happens in the world, but only what happens in your country, and that's okay. It's impossible for you to know anything about any country, at any date. The human brain isn't capable of storing a lot of information. For example, I didn't know what cultural appropriation was until I got into K-pop, because in my country this concept doesn't exist. In fact, it's considered to be ignorant, because in a sense, you're forbidding your culture to spread, but this is something my country thinks. If after that cultural appropriation is offensive to you, okay, that's fine, but I don't see why idols should focus only on you, when in the Western world, not everything is the same. I mean guys, come on, let's be a bit serious. Expecting these idols to study while they train is unthinkable. And it really bothers me, because some of you assume that everyone should know everything. I have to remind you that not all countries participated in World War II, and therefore probably do not know what really happened during those years. It's not a strange thing, it's reality. It's you who live elsewhere. The fault is yours, because you expect these idols to know everything and more. If, however, an idol really does something bad towards a specific culture, you don't need to insult that idol like crazy, but simply explain in a calm way why that word or that gesture must be said or must not be done. After that, I agree that South Korea is not really one of the most open countries in the world, and that should review a few things, but you are also not that special compared to them. Let's turn the cards. If I told you to tell me what happened in Italy, without going to Google, on July 25, 1943, what would you tell me? You can also tell me that you don't know, and I wouldn't call you ignorant at all. Because, as I said before, not everyone can know everything. Savage was the peak of aespa's concept, and it didn't deserve the hate it got/gets. I agree with the second part but disagree with the first. I don't think we can still speak of peak for aespa concept, for the simple fact that, if I'm not mistaken, Savage was only their third official comeback, and to me it seems impossible to peak only during your second comeback. Savage surely was one of their best releases, because I like the song so much, but I don't think it was their peak. And I agree with the second part because I don't understand the hate this song has received, when it's probably one of the best bop there is in K-pop. Masculinizing girl groups Karo is not inherently wrong. I agree. By now everything has become a problem for people. Idols can't do anything, because there will be certain people who will always go nitpicking. I mean, if the performance was good, what do you care about all the masculinity, femininity and so on? At the end of the day, everyone can dance the way they want and change certain steps. I don't think it's the end of the world. Of course, if someone, especially with girl group choreographies, changes a lot of moves because they don't feel comfortable with femininity, that could actually be a problem. But I don't blame anyone, because even the females themselves are always told that femininity is a bad thing, that it shouldn't be shown, and males are taught even worse. But sometimes it's not always about being a misogynist or something. For example, I'm a girl, but I don't feel comfortable doing purely feminine moves, or choreographies that highlight the feminine part of me more, and for this I prefer boy groups chorus. But that doesn't mean I'm saying femininity sucks, or that I'm misogynist. At the end of the day, it's a matter of taste. Well guys, the video ends here. Let me know in the comments if you agree with the opinions or with me. Leave a like and subscribe if the channel entertains you, and we'll see you at the next video. Bye bye.